For a walk. Woo! Yes. Hi guys, Priscilla has been dying to go for a walk. So here we go. I've got my silly hat on. Okay. Oh my god, it's not nice. Look at it. It's cold, windy, overcast. It's been raining, so there's a good chance it's going to rain. It's my wife's car, guys, in case you know. My wife's got a very simple car. Is it Peugeot? Yeah, Peugeot. So the camper hasn't been used for about 4 or 5 days because of the bad weather. I do not ever drive the camper in rain, ever. I always keep her dry, but she is running lovely. And this is my main van I use for everything. So I have posted a video. Look at my number plate, Louis 668. I bought that years and years ago. And there's my lovely house. Love my house. I've lived there for about 19 years. I'm not sure, 18 or 19 years, something like that. So basically, my daughter, who's 19, was in my wife's tummy. I think she was about 4 or 5 months pregnant when we viewed the house. The house was not built, it was just mud. All of this area was mud. All of it. Mud, mud, mud. That wall behind me was not there, and the houses behind the wall were not there. This whole road was mud. All of it. Even this road wasn't here. This is a new road that was added after the houses were built. One of the last things they did was to do the road. There was sort of an access area for the builders, but it was never... So behind me used to be a campsite that had an old amusement arcade, and you can tell it was sort of frozen in time in the 1950s. We used to walk the dogs there. When I first met my wife, in 2005 or something like that, I don't know what it was. But obviously it's all become houses now. So I've just posted a video. This video was concerning Graceland and why it was turned into a living museum and never sold off. We also discussed the topic of Priscilla trying to say, but she is the reason it was never sold off, and that she is the reason the living museum was created, which is hogwash in my opinion. Everything I say on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, not a fact, just an opinion sharing discussion YouTube channel and Facebook page. Our Facebook page has become very important to how we run our channel and how we defend Elvis as well. So I'm amazed by our Facebook page. I think it's got over 12,000 followers, but not just that, the topics, the comments, the people that want to defend Elvis, the people that want to be part of our channel defending Elvis Presley with a forgiving heart. Obviously, we've changed the name. We're trying to be a bit more understanding and respectful on our topics. I just come around that corner. There is a freezing cold wind. I can smell smoke in the air as well. Someone's got a bonfire going. So I posted that video, the Gracelands, why Elvis is remembered, all that. Priscilla tries to take all credit that the reason Elvis is remembered is because of her. She forgets about Elvis himself and his talent and his fans. Because let's face it, guys, the reason Elvis is remembered is because of Elvis himself and his fans. That's the reason. There is no other reason. Not because of Priscilla, not because of a building, Gracelands, even though we love Gracelands, but because of Elvis and his talent, his voice, his gift from God, his charm, his personality, his very essence, his spirituality, the Christian man, the impact Elvis had on the world, how he transformed the world. the way that the public connected to his beautiful personality through many reasons, his gorgeous smile, the look in his eyes, and his whole character. The whole world embraced Elvis, didn't they? Even more so when he came out of the army, because then you had the families and the older generation fall in love with him, as well as the teenagers. So I woke up today, I thought I'm going to have a Priscilla day. So the way we run Defending Elvis has changed. We have decided that we need to be much more balanced on the topics. So I specifically, on purpose, have been choosing many different topics. Nothing to do with Priscilla. Well, not really. I've avoided the topic of the Smiths, because the bottom line is the Smiths are Elvis's family, so I want to try and be respectful there, even though I have to, how can I say it? I'm not going to bury my head under the sand and act like mistakes weren't made. Come on. I'm not going to bury my head under the sand. Mistakes were made by people close to Elvis. Yeah? And we will discuss them, but we'll try and discuss them in a fair, respectful, forgiving, friendly, understanding way. Yeah? So this is why the Smith topic is massively reduced. I will bring it up, but less often. I won't act like none of it happened, because that wouldn't be fair to Elvis. We do have to understand why certain books were written and documentaries, biographies, all the rest of it, tabloids. But we just need to do it in a way that doesn't upset people. So we do approach those topics more carefully now. Let me just get past these people. Anyway, so a big thing. We're having a Priscilla day. Now, there's a few reasons. I have been putting off talking about Priscilla because I don't like it when we get to a point where we're discussing Priscilla. Woo. Oh my God. Where we're discussing Priscilla every day. It gets a bit monotonous. I'll tell you what, Hebrew, which channel will be on, my friend? Hebrew, I'll be on Defending Elvis. Just want to make sure we're on that one. It doesn't really matter, but hi Hebrew, how are you? It's cold and windy. Which channel are we on, my friend? So look where we are. We're going to walk up this road here. So I'm not going to be... Yeah, we are. So Hebrew, we're on Defending Elvis. That's good. I'm not going to talk about Priscilla every day. But today, I chose today to be a bit of a Priscilla day. I had Debbie. Hi, Jimmy. I had Debbie. Debbie's been sending me some great... Oh, thanks, Hebrew. Debbie's been sending me some great information concerning many topics, all of them from the point of view of defending. Yeah. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for your research. Right, 1 second, guys. Whoop. Oh my God. Whoa. What? The weather is turning. So, sorry guys, the weather is turning, yeah? It's getting really black clouds, windy. So Debbie has actually sent me quite a lot of different topics. The wrongdoing, the financial wrongdoing concerning the lawsuits with Priscilla, with Lisa Marie, Barry Siegel. She's been sending me topics concerning, a big one that Debbie sent me was that Priscilla is not the reason Graceland's saved, and it's not the reason the Living Museum was thought up. Now, I knew this, but it is a topic that I haven't covered for a little while. I've done a lot of research on this topic. I can tell you now, in my opinion, guys, Priscilla 100% did not save Graceland, and it was not her idea to do the Living Museum. The museum idea came up well before Priscilla. Right, so, come on. Right, there we go. Let's just go and pass these people. Now, Priscilla likes to say it was her idea. She saved Graceland, that the whole thing was a big gamble, that Elvis was going to be sold off, that she was told that it had to be sold off. I don't believe any of it. It's a fake fairy tale. It's just my opinion. Just an opinion, not a fact. I'm not falling for it. A good example is only days ago, Priscilla was on an interview with Sarah Ferguson. I think Presley Mania from Rhonda, the YouTube channel, mentions it. You know, Priscilla tries to act like Elvis was the one that was unfaithful, was the only one unfaithful, and that everything wrong that happened in their relationship, in their marriage, was Elvis's fault. Well, that's not true. I watched an interview and I did a short 7-minute video today. I've posted it on our channel, Defending Elvis, where she says, oh, I couldn't live that life. He was unfaithful. I couldn't live like that anymore. I couldn't go on like that anymore. Well, that's not fair because it's not true. I fully accept Elvis was unfaithful sometimes, but so was Priscilla. Why doesn't she say in the interview, oh, Elvis was unfaithful, but so was I? Why doesn't Priscilla say in the interview, we both made mistakes. We both made mistakes. The marriage failed. Remember, Priscilla was unfaithful at least twice, at least. But no, she blames Elvis for everything. Takes no responsibility herself, no apology for her own mistakes in the marriage. Even though she was unfaithful within a year of the marriage, and also when poor Lisa Marie was just a baby. Priscilla even admits thinking about Steve Peck, the dance instructor, whilst living with Elvis in his home when Lisa Marie was just a baby. Isn't that absolutely horrific? She admits it in her book on page 262. She calls him Mark. So the same goes for the story when we're talking about why Elvis is remembered. Priscilla tries to take all glory for why Elvis is remembered. Yeah. So oh God, the weather, disgusting. Why Elvis is remembered? That guy just nearly crashed into me. It is starting to rain now, guys. Priscilla keeps saying it again and again wherever she goes, all around the world, all different interviews in lots of different countries. Oh, I couldn't put up with it anymore. I couldn't take it no more. Elvis being unfaithful, the girls throwing themselves at Elvis. I had to get out. I needed my own life. I needed to find myself. What a load of rubbish. She was unfaithful as well. They were both being unfaithful. I know Elvis wasn't an angel. I'm not trying to say Elvis was an angel. I'm not putting Elvis on a pedestal. I'm not saying Elvis was perfect. I know he made mistakes. I know he was human, but so did Priscilla. This is the bit that is being forgotten. Priscilla also was unfaithful, also made mistakes, also was human. You get it? And I think Priscilla was very greedy. I don't think Priscilla had the heart that Elvis had. Elvis had a beautiful, generous, loving heart. Priscilla didn't have that. So okay, they were both unfaithful, but Elvis was the good guy. Elvis was the good guy. Remember, after the unfaithfulness with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, around March in 1968, Elvis is still there. Elvis didn't leave Priscilla in 1968. He stuck it out. So when Priscilla decides to secretly see Mike Stone for a year, around 1970-71, you get it? Elvis has stuck the marriage out until then. Elvis didn't believe in divorce. I do agree, Jimmy, the marriage was doomed. They were not right for each other. They should never have got married. They weren't ready to settle. They weren't ready to have kids. The thing about Priscilla, she blames Elvis for everything. She takes no responsibility for her own mistakes. But then she does the same to Lisa Marie. Oh, you know what Lisa Marie's like. Ha ha ha, she laughs her head off. You know, I had to put up with the way Lisa was. You know how it is. And she giggles. So this interview that Rhonda from Presley Mania brings up, that I have reviewed and I have watched, I may review it again, guys, because Rhonda has brought it up. I think I probably will show you Rhonda's video, Presley Mania's video as well. We'll discuss it. She also brings up some updates on the Bridget Cruz v Priscilla lawsuit. So Rhonda's video was very good. Please subscribe to her. Go watch it. It was very good. Okay? We love Rhonda, don't we? So anyway, concerning Priscilla trying to make out, she saved Graceland, that she's the reason Elvis is remembered, that the Living Museum was her idea, which is all bullshit. And we can prove a lot of it. We have to say it's for entertainment purposes, not a fact, just an opinion. We're an opinion sharing discussion YouTube channel. We have to say that. Now, Debbie said, she went, this is interesting, Debbie, if you're watching us, thank you for sending me info. Debbie was around. Her relatives, I'm trying to remember Debbie, I'm just trying to remember. I'm pretty sure Debbie told me her father knew Elvis, Debbie met Elvis. Debbie remembers when Elvis died, and Vernon started doing a few tours of Graceland. Just small tours now and then. Vernon Presley would meet the tourists himself. Hi, Terry. So Vernon in 1979 was doing tours of Graceland. Now, I'm not sure if they were actually allowed in the house. I'm not sure. I don't know all the details. But he was meeting fans. He was meeting fans and showing them around Graceland. So anyone that says that it was Priscilla's idea to do tours of Graceland, to treat Graceland as a memorial, a living museum, was Priscilla's idea, it's just not true. Vernon was already doing it. Now, the idea of turning Graceland into a living museum was in hand. So you had, obviously, is it Shelby County, is that it? You had the Memphis people. The idea of Graceland becoming a memorial was being discussed. Plans were being drawn up. Many people were involved before Priscilla became co-trustee. Before. So when Priscilla says it was all her idea, it's not true. And then you had people like Morgan Maxfield. His assistant is Jack Sodden, was Jack Sodden. Obviously, Jack Sodden is partnered with Priscilla eventually. Priscilla has always taken credit for the launching of the museum and the saving of Graceland, stopping Graceland from being sold off with Jack Sodden. Well, there's more to it, guys. It's not as simple as that. So, I do think that Jack Sodden benefited greatly from partnering with Priscilla financially. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Now, I've got nothing against Jack Sodden. I'm just saying, keep the messages short because I can't read them, Hebrew. It only lets me read a couple of lines, yeah? So the thing I'm trying to say is, it's not fair that Priscilla, well done, Terry, I knew that would happen. Any other problems, Terry, give me a shout. So the thing I'm trying to say, guys, is that the world has been fooled. Why is Priscilla able to run around the world claiming that she saved Graceland, that she's the reason Elvis is remembered, that she prevented Graceland from being sold, that Elvis was the unfaithful one. Hi, Tony. That Elvis was the unfaithful one, and she never mentions that she was unfaithful. She never mentions that she was unfaithful, ever. Yeah? It isn't right. She never apologizes for it. And then she keeps reminding the world that the reason Elvis is remembered is because of her, and that the reason their relationship, their marriage broke up is because of Elvis. It's just so unfair. So unfair. If Elvis was alive now, whew, I think he'd bring his karate skills back to life. You know what I mean, guys? So the fans saved Graceland. The fans wanted Graceland as a living museum. It's that simple. Not Priscilla. Elvis is not remembered because of Priscilla. Elvis was not the only one unfaithful. Priscilla was unfaithful many times. Now, the way Priscilla treated Elvis in the divorce settlements is absolutely disgusting. If you look at the details of the second divorce, it is the greediest divorce I have ever known. Seriously. Even in 77, when Elvis was very sick, obviously unwell, overprescribed in medication, Priscilla is still demanding more money, more spousal payments. She even places a debt on Graceland. She creates a deed of trust with her lawyers and puts a debt on Graceland to guarantee that she gets her money in installments, and even demanding more spousal payments. The second divorce settlement, where she had to accuse Elvis of fraud before it was allowed, because in the first divorce, Priscilla promised she would never go back for more money. Well, the second divorce settlement, where she says that Elvis hid his assets. Let me just get past this. So the thing I'm trying to say, guys, is that there was some very cruel behaviour from Priscilla, very cruel, especially on the second divorce settlement. Yeah, even the way that she went off with Mike Stone and forced Lisa Marie to live with a stranger. Come on, guys, pretty extreme. I know you've heard it a million times, but come on. But then Priscilla will sit on an interview in different countries, lately Australia, yeah. Oh yes, I still love him, miss him dearly, he's the love of my life. But I couldn't put up the way he was so unfaithful and the girls throwing themselves at him. She really paints a picture that she did nothing wrong. And these interviewers almost never question her. They hero worship her. In fact, they treat her like she is Elvis. They literally treat her like she is the new Elvis. They have no idea that she left Elvis 4 years before he died. That their relationship was traumatic. That even Priscilla, the way she treated Lisa Marie at times was wrong. We could bring up Scientology, couldn't we? There's many other things as well that have happened between Priscilla and Lisa that we, the fans, are appalled by. I accept they had good times as well. You know, we do know on and off Lisa did love her mum. Of course she did. Everyone does. Everyone loves their mum and dad, don't they? So Rhonda's video discusses this Sarah Ferguson interview, where Sarah Ferguson, it does seem, starts to question Priscilla. So Priscilla, first of all, starts the interview by saying, how can I say it? Oh yeah, look at the life I lived, I was treated badly by Elvis because he was so unfaithful. I couldn't accept it. But then this Sarah Ferguson, she questions Priscilla. Priscilla looks very uncomfortable. It's an Australian interview, okay, I think. So I'm going to go and re-watch that interview because Rhonda covered it on her show on Presley Mania. But Sarah Ferguson does question Priscilla. What I want is these interviewers around the world, I want them to question Priscilla. When Priscilla sits there and acts as if she's done nothing wrong and takes all credit for anything good that happened to Elvis, I want them to question her. I want them to say, well, were you unfaithful? Because Priscilla never brings these things up. The interviewers in all the countries who hero worship Priscilla like she's the new Elvis, they never ask the questions. They never say, were you unfaithful? Were you unfaithful more than once? They never say that. They never say, what about the second divorce settlement? Wasn't it brutal? Wasn't it extremely greedy? Didn't you place a debt on Elvis's home, Graceland's? Was this still going on in 1977 when Elvis was very sick? Were you still demanding more money? Do you get it, guys? This is what we want from the journalists, the interviewers around the world. Piers Morgan made the same mistake. They literally kissed the ass. I don't like saying that, but they kissed the ass of Priscilla. They hero worship her. They never bring up her wrongdoing. The things that she said in her book, now books, now there's 2 books. Now Priscilla is going around pushing the book, Softly as I Leave You. But no one brings up the things that Priscilla is saying in that book that may not be true, that allegedly are not the truth, a fake fairy tale. Now Priscilla does seem to be pointing the finger at people in her new book. People like Ginger Alden, people like Michael Jackson, her own daughter, even Elvis. Again, Priscilla playing the victim. And the public who can't be bothered to look beneath the surface, and it's very windy, guys, and do their research and find out what really went on, fall for it. They fall for it. They go along with it. They believe it all. Hi, Tony. Hi, Teresa. They just believe it, don't they? They just, yep. Whatever you say, Priscilla, is the truth. You saved Graceland's. Elvis was the unfaithful one. You stopped Graceland's from being sold. You are the reason the museum exists. It's just such a load of crap. Honestly, guys, it's just so wrong. So today I made a decision that we are going to go through the different lawsuits, the different problems that have happened between Elvis, Lisa Marie and Priscilla. So I've done part 1 and part 2. I have been posting it all on Facebook as well. I also did a video that is going to come out at 4:30 p.m. UK time. I do a video to prove that Priscilla did not save Graceland, that Priscilla did not come up with the idea of the Living Museum. So I've done a video that Vernon Presley and Shelby County and Memphis and people like Morgan Maxfield and Jack Sodden, people like that, and I know he died in a plane crash, Morgan Maxfield, yeah? Allegedly was Priscilla's lover. Allegedly she was even engaged to him. Morgan Maxfield, look up that name. We also discussed a guy called Todd Slaughter. Todd Slaughter was doing tours of Graceland and Tupelo with British fans. He was the head of a very massive British Elvis fan club, and he was taking over busloads of British tourists to do tours of Graceland with Vernon, with Colonel Tom Parker, before Priscilla became in charge. Before Priscilla became in charge. Don't forget, once Priscilla was made co-trustee, everything changed. How many people know that the launch of Graceland, the Living Museum, Priscilla wasn't even at the actual opening day? Yes, she was there at the press release, but as far as I know, she wasn't there on the opening day. Is this true? Is this true? Let's have that confirmed. But I'm pretty sure Priscilla was not there on the opening day of Graceland. But she did launch it to the press. We've all seen the video on YouTube, okay? So, you know, I want to repeat, I am not a Priscilla hate channel. I'm not going to talk about Priscilla every day. Today I have chosen to dedicate this day on standing up for Elvis, because he can't stand up for himself. If we don't challenge all these things, me, you guys, Team Elvis, Elvis defenders around the world, if we don't challenge these interviews that Priscilla is giving around the world that are very unfair and, in my opinion, untrue, if we don't do it, who's going to do it? Luckily, Presley Mania, Rhonda's been doing it. She's got Amy Collett helping her, which is great. Amy Collett is an amazing researcher. The things I'm trying to say, guys, is that we can't just all bury our head under the sand and treat Priscilla like some kind of goddess, like she is the queen of Graceland. So Bridget Cruz has been brave enough to stand up and try and expose Priscilla's wrongdoing with the lawsuits. There's many lawsuits. We know about the elder abuse. Now, Donna Presley, to me, is the number one defender because she is a family relative. She's Elvis's cousin. Yeah, she lived the life. So Donna is also standing up and exposing the wrongdoing to her cousin Elvis, to the Presleys. How they were squeezed out. The Presleys were squeezed out of Graceland by Priscilla, allegedly. Okay, so we got to do it, guys. You know, I'm not going to be one of these fans that pretend everything is okay, that pretend that the mistreatment of Elvis should be ignored. We must do it. Team Elvis. Louis with his silly hat on. Lovely Ella. We must defend Elvis. Ella, you think Elvis needs defending? You think Elvis needs defending? Yeah. He sure does. Say hello to Team Elvis. So you get it, guys. We stand together, united. Yeah, I've seen that where Aunt Delta cuts the ribbon. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. Hi, Shelley. So I'm home now, guys. I've got to go shopping. It's Saturday, so the kids tend to have a bit of a pizza night. I'm going to have a curry tonight. I fancy a chicken and prawn curry. That's what I'm having. I won't have any rice. I'll have lettuce instead of rice. You know I'm keto, guys. So, carnivore diet keto. So I have been posting stuff on our other channels. I did a video on Elvis Presley fan on keto concerning the carnivore diet. And I also did a video on Elvis Presley long lost footage. We had a bit of a movie night last night. We played a load of movie trailers, Elvis movie trailers. And we found a load of long lost footage, Elvis long lost footage. So that is on our other channel, Elvis Presley long lost footage. You're having eggs and bacon, Tony, are you? Well done. You'll feel better for it. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. So the video is being posted at 4:30 p.m. UK time. So in about 5 minutes, I think. So I'll see you on that. I'll join you live in the comments. I'm going to go shopping, get my curry. So we've had a nice time. Haven't we, Ella? Haven't we had a nice time? Yeah, we did a mile and a half, guys. We're home. We did a mile and a half. So thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tony. Love you all, guys. You're the best. See you later, alligator.